A few months ago, sometime last year, I had an out-of-body experience that I want to share with you. You know, there are times when that wasn't the first time that I've had it. I've had it different times, but this time there was something different about it. I was in my room at night. I think it must have been around between the hours of 12 to 3. Now, there are times when I'm laying down and you have sleep paralysis, right? You feel like someone is pressing. You try to speak, you can't speak. You try to turn, you can't turn. Well, I believe that day I had finished my prayers and I laid down. And as I was laying down, this evil force, someone that their face were covered, I couldn't see their face. If you've ever seen a horror movie with the hoodies on, that's exactly what happened. They came on the bed and they pressed me. They were holding me. And I tried to turn, I couldn't turn. And then I came out of my body and I could see my body being pressed. And I'm just standing just next to it. And I'm looking at this demon holding me. Now, if you've never had an out-of-body experience, it's something that when it's happening, you're not thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm having an out-of-body experience, because it's so real that it's hard to explain it, right? And the reason is because until you have it, it's something that changes your life. But anyway, that wasn't the first one that I had. But this particular time, I saw this demon. Their faces were covered. I can just see just darkness all over. But their faces were covered, and I couldn't see their entire body. They didn't have their whole bodies. It was just like it started, their bodies, the top torso, and then it kind of faded away at the bottom. I'm like, what in the world is this? What type of creature is this? They didn't have their bottom half. Just the top to their waist, and then it faded away, this dark, and they were pressing, and I was trying to turn and say, Jesus, Jesus. And when I got in my body, I can see someone holding me. And eventually, somehow I got back in my body, and I was able to, say Jesus, and I was able to press through, and then I was able to get free, and then they left. As I mentioned before, that wasn't the first time that happened. I want to share with you another time to let you know that demons are real, man. They're nothing to play with. Another out-of-body experience that I had was I was laying in my bed. And as I'm laying there, I'm sleeping. My flesh, I'm actually sleeping. But my spirit woke up, and I looked by my window, and I saw the same figure that had just all black. Their faces, you couldn't see it's like they didn't have a face. It's like just a silhouette, not even a silhouette, but they're just the dark clothes over them. And I looked by the window, and they just flew like, and I looked, and my body was laying down, but my spirit was up. How do I know that? Because I could see my body laying down, but my spirit was up. And once that happened, I woke up and I began to pray. I began to pray. I began to pray. Spiritual warfare is not something to take lightly. I've had several out-of-body experiences and the things that you begin to see, oh, I pray that God will open up your spiritual eyes for you to see what is going on around you. I pray that the Lord, Father, open up their eyes. For those that are blind spiritually, the Lord, open up their eyes so they can see what is going on around them. I'm telling you, the reason why so many believers play with their walk with God, because they don't see all that is happening in the realms of the spirit. If you see what is happening in the supernatural world that is more real than our world, you will never play with your walk with God again. You will never play with it. You won't be lukewarm. It's real. It's real. I know what it's like to fight demons. I know what it's like to fight marine spirit. I know what it's like when they see that there's a call of God in your life, they begin to attack you in different areas. I know what that's like. I've looked at them dead in the eyes. And I want you to know you have no reason to be afraid. God wants to open up your eyes for you to see. I thank God that my spiritual eyes have always been open as far back as I can remember. It's not something I really asked for. Even as a kid, I've been seeing things like, why am I seeing all these things? Even to this day, I can sense. I had a situation one time when I went to pick someone up, and the demons that were around them, I can feel them. I have never in my life felt the presence of legions of demons around a person like I did that day. I was just like, Lord, what have they gotten themselves into? When your spiritual eyes are open, you begin to see things and you begin to hear things. Be ready for war. Be ready for war.